Hi, this is Dr. K. Thanks for listening to my video today. I wanted to talk about meat and what would be a good source of meat versus a bad source of meat, especially if you're looking at dietary changes, weight loss, and my previous topic, emotional eating. So whenever I talk to my clients, they say I was born American, I'm a meat and potatoes guy, I don't want to change my diet. Um, Things have changed in the last 10 to 15 years. There's a lot of healthier meat available in the stores compared to 10 or 20 years ago. So I wanted to talk about those alternatives. So this is essentially meant for people who don't want to completely get rid of meat from their diet. So I'll talk about white meat. So white meat is essentially chicken. So the regular chicken that you buy in the store um, is raised in a factory type setting. The birds are fed a lot of hormones. Their diet can include corn, like a lot of genetically modified content in their food. So the birds tend to grow quickly because of the hormones and the pesticide, antibiotics, and combination and so forth. And they're killed in an inhuman way. So the food also carries the energy of the animal. If it is negative thoughts or anger, you tend to absorb that energy when you consume the food. So for all of these reasons, we don't recommend using the conventionally raised meat. The ideal meat would be something that's grass-fed, and the birds have to be cage-free. If they're organic, it would be better. If it's farm-raised, it would be better. We don't want any animal cruelty because eventually energy travels through food as well. So similarly, I'll talk about red meat. Red meat is essentially beef, pork, and so forth. I would limit red meat as much as possible, even if it is organically raised, because they did multiple studies where they compared white meat versus red meat, and people who consume red meat have higher mortality and they die sooner, and they have a lot of diseases in general. So if you choose to go with red meat, I would choose something that is organically raised and farm raised. And here in Florida, a lot of people like seafood. I would prefer to consume wild caught seafood that is organic. I would prefer something that is caught fresh. Obviously in Florida you can get that. If you're outside of Florida, you may be depending on a lot of canned food. The problem with eating canned seafood, whether it is fish or tuna, you have a lot of heavy metal toxicity. If it is an aluminum can, you get a lot of aluminum from that. And also they use a lot of preservatives, especially nitrogen-based preservatives, and those also you concentrate in your body when you consume that. There is a lot of literature, especially with tuna, where there is mercury toxicity from regular consumption of tuna. So there are all these issues with canned seafood. So if you're in an area in the States where you can get fresh seafood, that would be ideal. There's also water pollution, so the fish, if it is raised in a polluted area, then they can accumulate the toxins. I know for a fact that a lot of tuna comes from China, and they raise the tuna in essentially sewage. So if you're consuming that, and if you somehow believe that it's healthy, you're actually consuming a lot of toxins that way. So you have to see where the seafood is coming from before consuming it. So these are some of the things that I advise my clients, and these are some of the things that you can start using today. So thanks for listening to the video. I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you. Bye.